Are you getting ready to put your house on the market and thinking about a fresh coat of paint? Before you pick up that paintbrush, you're going to want to see this video. Today we're talking about the 6 colors you should never paint your house. These are the colors you want to avoid at all costs. These colors make your home look cheap and turn off those potential buyers. Make sure you stay to the end because the last one is going to surprise you. Stick around and find out if your home is in need of a color makeover before you list. We can all agree that a fresh coat of paint can really freshen and liven up a place. But if you choose the wrong colors, especially if you're getting your house ready to sell, you're in big trouble. You want to pick colors that are going to cause your house to sell quickly and for the most amount of money. Choosing the wrong colors really influence a buyer's perception and their emotions. The bold colors reflect personal taste. When it comes to painting to sell, we want to be neutral. We need to appeal to the broadest amount of buyers. Lots of personalities, lots of opinions. We don't want to leave anybody out. The wrong colors invoke negative emotions. When it comes to people coming into your house possibly to buy it, we want everyone to be happy. So we're not going to do anything that makes anyone feel down, in the dumps, gloomy, overstimulated, or any of those things. If buyers come in and things feel cramped and dingy, we could lose their interest quickly. The wrong colors give a perception that the house is not being maintained properly. We certainly don't want that. When it comes to doing things to get a house ready to sell, we want it to actually have the opposite. We want it to feel like it's fresh, taken care of, as new as possible. The wrong paint colors can make buyers have cost concerns. If buyers come in and they see that they have to repaint a large portion of the house, they start adding up that costs. The house is expensive as it is, and with having to redo things, that really can make it cost prohibitive. Turns off a lot of buyers immediately. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Teresa, local real estate agent here in Georgia. I specialize in helping sellers get their homes ready to sell for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. I would love it if you hit that like button, and any feedback or comments you have, feel free to leave them there in the comment section. I answer every question I see there as well. So let's find out what those 6 colors are that you need to avoid like the plague. First up is dark brown, or some people know it as terracotta. That doesn't even sound appealing. So especially in a living room, if you paint a room dark brown, it immediately makes it feel smaller and dark. While some shades of beige can add warmth, that's not what's going to happen if you paint a large portion of that room dark brown. This color is a no-go. It absorbs light and can make the room feel dingy and cramped. Especially a living room, buyers expect a living room, especially, to feel open and bright. A confined room can really be off-putting to potential buyers. Instead of adding warmth, dark brown can make it feel dingy and old. A buyer can then perceive that the whole house needs updating. A living room painted in dark brown just leaves the worst first impression. And first impressions are important. They might not even see the rest of the house if that's the opinion they get from the living room. Number 2 on our list is bright yellow. I know that it seems like that color would give you a sense of happiness, but it actually can be overstimulating. Instead of creating a calming and warm, happy sense, it can be intense and bold and actually cause anxiety. People have actually described bright yellow rooms as being intense and chaotic. Definitely not words you want to use when you're describing a room that you want to be calming and comforting. Bright yellow just has too much emotional impact. While some people may feel happy, other people may feel really uptight and overwhelmed and overstimulated by the color. It can just create an overall sense of discomfort. Bright yellow rooms are very difficult to decorate. The color seems to clash with patterns or other colors, and it's just so hard to light a room well too. The last thing we want is a room that a buyer doesn't feel like they can envision themselves living in. Bright yellow is polarizing. Either people love it or they hate it. And we don't want to reduce the buyer pool for any room. Bright, bold colors can actually make a home feel less sophisticated. And that just lowers the perception of value for the home. And that lowers the perception of quality for the entire home. And it's so hard to light a room this color. The light all tends to come off harsh and glaring. It also has a really bad effect on walls. It actually shows every imperfection. Number 3 on our list of colors that you definitely want to avoid painting your house, moss green. I know that we tend to associate greens with serenity and calmness, but this color is a bit too earthy and it gives off a feeling of dinginess and dirty and just uncleanliness. It is drab and dull. Instead of giving off a sense of freshness and vitality, it just makes things feel lifeless and uninspired. And that dirty or unclean feeling just gives a negative perception of the entire home. Makes it not feel well maintained or cared for. And just like dark brown, dark green absorbs light and makes a room feel really cramped and small. Buyers generally prefer spaces that feel open and airy. This is another color that you really have difficulty in decorating around. It clashes with so much, and patterns are difficult to coordinate, and flooring, it just is difficult. And it's just harder for a buyer to envision their personal belongings there in the space. They don't know how to make it feel like their own. And while some people might appreciate the uniqueness of a mossy or sage green, it's just doesn't have an overall appeal. So with these colors, you are really targeting a very small pool of buyers. And it just doesn't make it worth it to do it then. These colors have also been known to have a negative psychological impact. It gives people that overall feeling of doom and gloom and can be associated with depression. Just the opposite of what you want potential buyers to feel like when they walk into your home. Number 4 color we're gonna never paint our house when we're trying to sell it, deep purple, especially in a bedroom. Deep purple has actually been associated with overly vivid dreams and even nightmares. People say that it really disrupts their quality of sleep. It's associated with overstimulation and high energy. And so if you put the color in a bedroom, you're getting the opposite effect of what you're looking for. So no matter whether buyers like it or not, it may not be healthy for you. It's another one of those colors too that tends to make a space feel really small, especially if you paint the entire room and the ceiling, which seems to be a trend right now of painting the ceiling the same color. It is a pretty color that can be used as an accent wall. It does seem to be associated with sophistication, but I would keep it for a room like a child's playroom or maybe a workout room or even a craft room. Not a bedroom or a living area or even a home office. I do see it used in accent pieces of furniture or decor, but not as a primary color. And it's just another one of those polarizing colors. People either love it or they hate it. If you do have a room that is designed for creativity or energy, then this would be a good color. But definitely not for a bedroom, a kitchen, a living room, or anything that you want to feel calm. Number 5 may surprise you, dark grays. I know that it's been so trendy to paint everything gray for so long, but thank goodness it is gone. The experts all agree, don't use it in your kitchens or your bedrooms. It's another one of those colors that really is associated with negative emotions. Doom, gloom, depression, all of that seems to come around with those gray tones. And people talk about it giving them a feeling of loneliness and isolation. Definitely not a feeling you want in your home, especially if you're trying to sell it. And as far as painting bedrooms a dark gray, it affects the sleep quality. It just makes the room feel cold and uninviting. You know, we've always talked about the kitchen being the heart of the home, and these dark grays make the kitchen feel uninviting and unwelcoming, especially if your kitchen doesn't have a lot of natural light. Dark gray is going to absorb that light again, making it feel cramped and small. And we've talked about how bad cramped and small can feel in your home. Buyers are looking for those bright open spaces, and so we don't want to give them that feeling of cramped and small. While it once felt trendy, it is now one of those colors that has limited appeal. And we don't want to limit the appeal of your home while it's on the market. Ta-da! We made it to number 6, the big surprise, off-white or eggshell. Don't ever paint your house this color. I know that it sounds like it's neutral and that should be one of the top colors you should be looking for, but this color actually has been known to make a home feel cheap. And when you're trying to sell your home, the last thing you want it to feel is cheap. This color can really make a room feel flat and lifeless, and it'll show all the imperfections on your walls. It just lacks that vividness of the bright white, and it has way too much yellow. So trying to light the room can be a nightmare. It just really looks flat. And according to Zillow, and we all know Zillow knows everything, it can actually cost you about $4,000 if you paint your house this color. So let's review. Here's why you're not going to paint your house off-white or eggshell. It gives it a lifeless appearance, it makes it feel cheap, there's too much yellow, and it's going to cost you money. Not a good color to paint your house, no matter how neutral someone may tell you it feels. So if you're getting ready to sell your house, paint is always a good option, but you just have to pick the right colors. You want neutrals, you want those warm whites, colors that appeal to so many people. You don't want those bold colors that people are either going to love or hate. And I know if it's your favorite color, that's awesome. You can paint it in your next house, but we're talking about getting your house ready to sell. So we have to make it appeal to the broadest amount of people. Paint has the highest return on investment, it's the easiest to do, and it's going to have the biggest impact. So if you're looking for help getting your house ready to sell, I'm Teresa, local real estate agent here in Georgia. I specialize in helping home sellers get the highest price possible in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of stress. I believe in it so much that I created a free Ultimate Seller's Guide. You can get your free copy by either scanning that QR code on the screen or clicking the link in the description. Once again, it's free, so there's no reason why you wouldn't get it. Share it with a friend. Click the link, it's an instant download, it's easy. And if I can answer any questions, leave them in the comments, reach out to me directly. I'm always a phone call or a text message away. And if you're not in my area but you need help getting your house ready to sell, I would love to connect you with one of my agents. I have the largest network of vetted real estate agents in the world. And it's really easy to connect. That QR code will get you there as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.